Panchabhutas and
The 5 elements.
yeah. So do you have any to say about them? Do you know? Have you ever done any work which deals with the Panchabhutas? We're looking at earth, we're looking at water, we're looking at fire, we're looking at ether, air, and akasha that surrounds us. Right? So whenever we try to do anything thematic to do with ecology or our surroundings, about the cosmos that we live in, the cosmos that we are a part of, we always talk about the Panchabhutas because we are governed by the fact that there's a physical plane and there's a metaphysical plane at which each of us exists. And the physical reality is that we are born on this planet Earth, so we have earth, water is essential for life, ether is essential for life, fire is also essential for life, and they are all pure elements, the 5 pure elements, and space of course that surrounds us. We also can link these Panchabhutas to the 5 senses of the human body and the human mind. And can you tell me what senses are linked to what?
The earth is linked with nose, and eyes are linked with fire, and akasha is linked with skin, touch, and air is linked with the ears, and taste is with water. I think.
But there are ways and ways of doing it. Something that you can touch and feel, for me, would be the sensory perception of touch, right? Of feel. So I would link, earth with touch, with feel, and I would link fire with the skin. Or scalding or something. Nose, like you said, also, could be water, of course, something that you can breathe. Yeah, and air would be ears, and akasha would be knowledge of space. The X factor of akasha is usually knowledge, space. So there are many, many ways that the Panchabhutas are linked to many, many things. They're linked to the 5 senses, they're linked to this whole concept of body, mind and soul, They're divided into this whole concept of body, mind and soul. And many people use it, they link to different gods. Not just the obvious gods of Varuna and Agni and Vayu, but they also link to other gods and minor gods and minor godhoods, and sometimes they're linked to contexts. If a context, like for example, is happy and breezy, then the whole choreography can be done with the element of air. If it has to do with the mind, if it's intellectual, then the element of akasha is used to devise that whole dance form, the concept. If the element that you're looking at is seeing and touching, then it's bhumi, obviously, because it's something you can see. Fire for me also would be eyes, in a way, because they say fiery eyes, or the spirit, basically, the spirit. So these are things that you link the elements with. And there are many, many artists, poets, sculptors, painters, writers, literatures, who have linked these things, laterally. Not literally, which is one way of doing it, but layering it and linking it laterally to different concepts. They're all multi-connected anyway. It's very interesting to work with it because, like I said, at the physical reality, at the plane physical reality, the Panchabhutas also pure elements, and it gives us always a reconnection and a reminder as to how pure they should remain and how tainted a human soul or a human being becomes when they move further away from the elements. And they're not thinking. That disconnect with the elements always makes you um, lose your perfection and purity. So in that concept also, these elements are always a touchstone to your own, mind, body and soul. And consciousness, which I said Akasha is the consciousness through which you negotiate your life on this planet. So I'd like you to do a Panchabhuta thing as a new thematic composition for dance with creative music, because obviously again for Panchabhuta some people try to use the verses that are available in the Vedas, or some of them that are available in the Upanishads, some available in newer texts which have also dealt with for example, we have used one dance which was Krishna talking in the Bhagavad Gita that he was the four elements. He talks about four, not five, but he says, I am the four elements that govern your body. So he's talking about the sense of seeing, hearing, talking, and smelling and touch. He says, I am that. And then he talks about this as consciousness, supreme consciousness that governs Akasha as only him. I mean, I as Akasha manifest myself in you as the elements is what he says in Bhagavad Gita. Because I am the supreme consciousness that governs, even the Akasha is the supreme consciousness for us. So whenever we show Akasha, we show it as because it's a reality which cannot be felt or touched or smelt. Just there. I mean, you have the feel of it, Akasha. I mean, if you keep flying up there, also the Akasha gets further and further away from you. It's not like there's any point at which you can meet Akasha. So that is consciousness. So most people, project Akasha as the supreme consciousness, and Krishna talks about himself being the Akasha, the supreme consciousness, the supreme being who governs everything, and says for you and these elements, because you are only these elements. Your body is made of matter, water, whatever the minerals and that thing that comes out of these elements that we're talking about. So
it's highly philosophical.
It's very, very philosophical. So I say Veda Anam Sama Veda Asmi. In Vedas I am Samaveda, he says. Deva Anam Asmi Vasavaha. I live among the gods. Indriya Anam Manasaha Asmi. In all your senses I am the Manasa that governs it, the mind. And Bhuta Anam Asmi Chetana. In this physical reality I am the Chetana, the touch. Because if you can touch anything, which basically means that anything that you touch is God. That any reality. And then he talks of Akasha, Buddhim Evamcha. Akasha is the Buddhi, the supreme. There's a thing about mind, matter, consciousness, right? So, Buddhi is not brain. Buddhi is something which is superior to brain, and that's what science has not been able to define. What Buddhi is, you cannot define the intellect. And that is why we say that art shows what science cannot. And most often we talk about why art is superior to science. And we say because art makes science livable. I mean, it makes life easier, so it makes science livable. And B, art shows what science cannot define. And I think it's important to delve on this topic of the Panchabhutas, because it takes you into a different realm of living and experiencing and expressing. So shall we try that item that on the Panchabhutas that we try? I just want you to tell me that if you were to expand the concept of Bhumi, then what you did was perfect, right? To show life for it. Yes. So then you try to expand the concept of water. Then water, yes. Then the drops, the cloud formation, the rain. First the droplets, and then the concept of rain, and rain becoming again the rivulet, and then the river, and the river going into the ocean. It's the same whole concept. So I think when you try to expand all these concepts and you start showing all these kinds of images, what were you trying to show in?
I was actually it was just a lot of nature, and first the 5 pure elements like you had mentioned, and then I was trying to see how they connect. And so from the sky, the clouds are formed and they come down to the earth, and how the union of the earth and the water brings forth life. So I was trying to see what are all the things that come alive with the union of these 2 pure elements. And so it was, it was just an
and then
experiment.
from there,
And then, so the plant life, the animal life, and finally I came to the humans. And after that you need to help me how to figure it out.
I think then the human life, and then there is this whole idea of concept of death, right? Of samhara, where you can bring in the element of fire,
Right.
which is also recreation.
Right. Like there is birth and death.
But
And everything kind of
cycles
recycles.
and recycles. Yeah. How much will you do the next part also? Just try that. I mean, it's interesting. Even if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Or
right.
if you think it's not completely fixed, it doesn't matter. The idea is to explore how you can dance to instrument music, pure instrumentation like you did. You showed animal life. And each animal had a different instrument. When the percussion came, then there was, the tiger, because it is more ferocious. And
My favorite is the chanda with the elephant.
Yeah,
I think
the
it just goes so beautifully, that sound and the image of the elephant,
and then you showed
the deer, and
with the flute, I think, the instrumentation of the flute. So I think so basically it's what sound inspires you to do that movement. When you think of that particular movement, what do you think is the most appropriate sound? Because here we don't have fixed parameters of having to do this and not having to do that. So you got to sit down with a musician, and tell them what your concept is. The musician, of course, comes forth with his or her own concept of how to do it, and then there are instruments, the people who play the instruments. They're also full-fledged musicians, and they'll help you, fix this whole musical bit together.
Get the whole effect
of it. And it's completely new because it's something that you have thought about, and you have told them, and they've created it new for you. So that the whole process of creativity is flowing through you. Because
and I think it's a whole journey of trying to do something new. You learn a
lot. The process of creation.
Research is so important, so you go back and then collaborating with musicians. I think we learn a lot more about music and how to use the various instruments
and how to bring out the best effect possible while using it for the visual that you want to create. And I think that is really most important, because ultimately it's all about what visual you're trying to create. Okay, so we can also look at I had done a piece which Rama can sing for you, which you can just choreograph just like that, because it's on rain.
Okay.
Ananda Amrita Varshini. Rama just sing that first few lines. Just
something about summer, you were saying?
No, but this is about rain. Since you brought the concept of rain, we'll continue with that thing and come back to summer later. Here, when she's singing the raga, you can show summer, right? It's raga alapane. How do you create? What do you create in raga alapane? She sings the raga for a thing. Then what happens to you in summer? The scorching heat, the sweat, lack of water, thirst. I mean, for your own self, all of that. You can't sleep, you can't fan yourself. All of that whole thing, what happens in summer. And then the birds are,
plants are wilting,
the plants are wilting, are going, there's no water in the river. Create this whole imagery, and then when the first drop of rain comes, what happens to all this imagery? I mean, how do the vines open up? How do the trees open up? How do the leaves open up? How do the buds open up? How do you open up?
And how do the animals?
So raga, the raga habit will open up on free music. We're just doing it for music. Creating something new for music.
sa 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 ga sa ni sa ma ga sa sa ga sa ga ma pa ma pa ni pa pa sa ga sa ga ma pa ma pa ni pa pa sa ga ga ma pa 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 ga ma pa ni sa ni pa ma ga ma pa ma ga
शिवे भवानी सॉरी पूजते शिवे भवानी ग्रीन हरादि ग्रीन
हरादि पूजिते शिवे
She's Haradi.
हरादि पूजिते शिवे भवानी नामृतवर्षिणि अमृतकर्षिणि ग म प नि स नि प प म ग ग स नि प नि नि स नि स ग म प ग स सा ग म प नि स नि प प म ग ग स नि प नि नि स नि स ग म प म ग स ग म प नि स नि प प म ग ग स
Okay, it is the same kind of image which you try to do in Swara. In Swara, yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sagama pagama pani. Okay. Sa 1, 2, twice. ga ma pa ni sa ni pa pa ma ga ga sa ni pa ni sa ni sa ga ma pa ma ga sa ga ma pa ni sa ni pa pa ma ga ga sa ni pa ni pa ni sa ga ma pa ma ga ma pa ni pa ni sa ga ni pa ni pa ma pa ma ga ma ga sa ga ma pa ga ma ni pa ni sa ga ni pa ni pa ma pa ma ga ma ga sa na da
One, two, three,
second line. Sa ga ma pa ni sa ni pa ni pa ma pa ma ga ma ga sa ga ma pa ni sa ni pa ni pa ma pa ma ga ma ga sa nam da ta varshini mridakashini haradi pujite shive bhavani
Amritakashini, who is green, Haradi, Pujite, she Shive's Bhavani. Shive Bhavani. Amritavarshini is rain, the bringer of rain. Amritakashini, the one who brings rain, is green.
Anandamritavarshini Amritavarshini Haradi pujite shive bhavani Anandamritavarshini
Swara Tiga. Swara.
ga ma pa ni sa ni pa pa ma ga ga sa ni pa ni sa ni sa ga ma pa ma ga sa ga ma pa ni sa ni pa pa ma ga ga sa ni pa ni sa ni sa ga ma pa ma ga ma pa ni pa ni sa ga sa ni pa ni pa ma pa ma ga ma ga sa ga ma pa ni pa ni sa ga sa ni pa ni pa ma pa ma ga ma ga sa Amritavarshini Amritavarshini Haradi pujite shive bhavani
Nice.
Amritavarshini.
So what you did just now was you showed in the alap, you showed, Grishma, summer, the effect of summer, how everything was dry, everything was, parched, the land was parched. So you can explain for a longer time also if you want, parched land and the creepers all falling away because of lack of water, tree, the creeper imagery, the creeper, falls away from the tree because there's no water, they're all drying, all the flowers have all shriveled, and everything is, there's no bees, nothing, everyone is hiding from the sun, the scorching heat, because the sun, you can't bear the sun. And then what else you do? You put sandal paste on yourself, sun, you to cool yourself, fan yourself, the image of the scorching sun, sweat, and the whole idea of summer, which is so, the imagery of summer. You showed very well. I'm saying you can expand it if you want to. And then, when you're in that mood, when the first drops of rain come, the first droplets, it's like magic.
Yeah.
What happens? The whole thing is like magic. And then you start experiencing the rain. You experience the rain, the trees experience the rain, the creepers experience the rain, flowers, bees, birds. The birds start singing, the cuckoos. And what you did, the peacock.
Yeah,
Enjoying the rain. Yeah, this movement of the peacock. One by one side and then one side. And then dancing in the rain, peacock. When you see all this, it's so much happiness. And then the Amritavarshini, this is what rain does to you. It's a Dikshitar Kriti, but then the first part of it and the music was set by us. So basically it's creative music. Rama just sang it spontaneously. Not the this one, the Kirtana, but the ala part of it and the swaram and what she did before when the droplets of rain. So creative music also can be done spontaneously by a very, very experienced musician such as Ramaji. So when you go to do something new, it's always better to go to a musician who is very experienced and who understands the mood of dance. There are many singers, there are many musicians who do their own music, and they say, okay, this is the music that we have done, you can dance for it. No, you can't. The musician has to understand the dancer's intent, and it has to be a collaboration, and it's an equal collaboration, because without music there can be no dance. And if the musician does everything beautifully and dancer is not doing it properly, then she doesn't give expression to that music. So both Drishya, Kavya, Drishya, and what is the music called? Dhvani. Shravya, what you listen to. Drishya, what you see, and Kavya, what you write poetry. They're all equally important in this whole process of creation and creating a new concept or creating new choreography.